Right, so what the fuck do you two want to do?
Take the scales to the alchemist and say, "Here you go. Now cure me, please,
Alright.
please."
These random four scales that you just picked up on the floor.
Yes.
Okay.
She probably has a way to test to see if they work.
No, but okay.
All right.
I mean, it was her bedroom we got told, but also they could be decoys eventually.
Maybe she harvests them herself to sell them. I would do that if I had awesome, like, hair or something. Like, this hair could be turned into gold. Well, I will do that.
Okay. You two are going to bundle up all in your lonesomes, and as soon as Dwohurim and Leon wake up, try to dash off all the way across the city of Drakenhall.
Yep.
Alright. Well, I, I reckon Leon and Dwohurim can manage to do that without any violent opposition. Although I am curious as to what approach Leon and Dwohurim take to get all the way across. You'll recall, of course, that Hiram's Hall is in the northwestern section of the City of Monsters. And the district, which you'll be wanting to head to, Rubbleton, is a bit southeast of the center. So you're going to have, depends on what sort of approach you want to take, leaving your hall. Particularly, what with the war zone being everything that you left yesterday. That's my curiosity.
Are we gonna take the pony?
What?
The pony is not a path.
Oh, that's what you mean. All right. Well.
Hey, I guess it could be a path, but not a path I ever heard of.
Pony path, Pony's
yeah.
Road.
That sounds like that sounds like a visual novel. This is not a
Now,
visual
we know a path.
That the main road which we kept using to start our assaults with.
Right. The main road, however, doesn't take you anywhere near there. It curves up in the sign of the three.
True.
Well, we'd start by going to the Goblin Market, I imagine.
Alright. How would you go to the Goblin Market? Straight shot across the ruins?
Well, I imagine we would go through the ruins, certainly. Like, there isn't really a road.
No.
To take us around.
There's not.
Much of a choice there.
I guess a straight shot through the ruins, trying to avoid like the center of anyone's territory and just skirting the edges if possible. But
that is going to be impossible for you. But you folks have traveled enough in the ruins of Drakenhall, and you've certainly bumbled into territories plenty of times. There's no way you couldn't, especially not knowing all the gang territories, and make it to Hiram's Hall and back.
Mm-hmm. Gotta do what we always do.
Mm-hmm. Well, you are able to reach the Goblin Market, which, of course, during the daytime is not open for business. Mm-hmm. After a few hours of walking in the abysmal cold. And you can look out on the harbor and see that the water is frozen.
That's very cold. Let's get to that alchemy shop and get this over with.
Mm-hmm.
With your
out of the ruins, it should be a little easier.
With your circuitous route, a few more hours added after the Goblin Market, and you are able to reach the district of Rubbleton, known for its gilded street lamps. And it's not too troublesome to find the one house in the district with a chimney.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the amazing feat in the city.
I guess we will walk up to the door and, Leon will knock on the door.
Okay. Leon knocks. There is no response.
Is there any light in any of the windows?
Well, the windows are a bit too high for Dwohurim to see into.
Can Leon see any lights in the window?
The glass is a bit stained, with the numerous smudges, but yes, you imagine towards the back where the cramped alchemist area is, there is some light.
Knock harder.
What?
We're back! Leon and Dwohurim, Zed says, and then looking to him with a bit of a frown.
Who?
We can't hear you. Come out here.
Sound of footsteps. Door unlocks, opens, and peeking out of it is Ollie the alchemist, the same beautiful elf wearing her hot mess, practically no clothes at all, which, considering the temperatures outside, is absurd. And she blinks and scrutinizes your faces for a few seconds, and their eyes light up in recognition. Oh, you two! Welcome back, cutie. She looks at Leon.
We brought some scales.
Oh, managed to find the scales. Huh. You certainly do look like you've encountered quite a bit. I suppose you can come in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She'll walk back into her stone building, which of course is still full of the same nauseating smell from the herbs hanging from their drying racks. You're led through the same grubby kitchen into a cramped room. The bookshelf against the wall, stuffed with frayed volumes and abstruse papers. Chairs crammed with possibly unsavory agents. All right, then. How about you give me the scales, then? Let me take a look.
Sure. Here, we'll give him her 4 scales.
She takes a look at these scales, which are a russet color. Takes them to her little station. Okay, we can try.
Good. Grim sits down, the headache beginning to return from his prior bliss, I suppose.
She continues her needling humming for a good 12-13 minutes as she starts mixing chemicals on her little station.
Grim will have found a place to sit down.
Right.
Right here, Leon's face seemingly getting more and more annoyed at the chirpy humming, but not saying anything.
Oh, no, not that. That bottle. Dash that. Over there, that there. In this drawer. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Love the sound effects.
Oh, there we go. She begins shaking 2 vials, one in each hand. That will probably be good. You'll be fine. You want to be cured. If any side effects occur, you'll be great. I mean, you both managed already just fine the last time you drank. There you go. And she'll, rather casually, without any thought or worry at all, chuck both of the vials at each of you.
Cash!
Grab it.
Oh, there you go. She sits back down on the desk. She sits down on her desk and looks at you two.
You said side effects?
Grim drinks it.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and throw me a d20, Manikai?
Alright, I suppose I have one around here somewhere.
Yes.
If you're okay with that sort of thing, or do you want to screenshot it?
Just fucking throw it.
Fine. I got a 9.
Okay. Dwohurim feels the needling commands of submit and obey flow out of his mind, along with the stress and tension that had been threatening to accumulate in him all over again. The butterflies remain.
You know, they're his trusty companions now. He doesn't mind. He just leans back, sighs heavily, and looks at the pretty colors that are swoosing around just at the edge of his vision.
Yes, he is still hallucinating. And beyond that, so you are, the stage 2 addiction has been ripped out of you.
I'm good.
You're good?
It's done. Good. He looks at Leon, just nods slowly, solemnly, sort of. You know, he doesn't look like he has a care in the world now.
Ollie scrutinizes the dwarf, scribbling notes frantically.
No, this is, I could get used to this feeling.
Are you seeing more of them?
So it looks over and says, "Do you?" He sort of gestures to the thin air.
Probably about to, aren't I?
Just shrugs. Doesn't seem bothered.
Fine. And Leon will glug it down.
Alright, Dark, go ahead and throw me a d20.
Sure, can do. A 4.
Well, as it turns out, Leon does manage to rid himself of his addiction. The hammering words of submit and obey do escape his mind, and as it turns out, he can confirm what Dwohurim is seeing. Leon is overcome by a balming, like, sense of peace, as, you know, his body is clear of the influence that had pervaded him. And, sure enough, little magical butterflies flitting in the wind.
You will sigh cheerfully at the butterflies.
Alright.
He will also dig into his bag and take something else out and says, "Oh, yes, there was another thing. We found some water in a magical fountain." So it takes one of the bottles up, sort of shows it to her. Maybe you know what it is? Maybe what it'll do? Something about spirit, flesh. It's probably connected to Garoth. You know, the sky place.
She keeps writing and says, "Maybe, but I've already done enough free work. Girl's gotta make a living, you know."
If you test out this bottle, you can keep this one, whatever it is. Might be good pay, might be bad. But if not, you've done enough.
No.
Put it.
Gonna have to keep it and figure it out for yourself.
I'll put it back. How do you keep this place so warm?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Nice fire, very cozy in here. She, her feet are dangling as she's sitting up on her desk, and she kicks them in the air. Radiant smile beaming from her face.
Sure. You're gonna fall asleep. Dreaming blissful, happy thoughts about clouds and sunshine, and dwarven holds that aren't dank and dark and cold, but warm with roaring fires and unicorns.
Ollie looks from the exhausted dwarf nodding off over to Leon.
Leon, not as tired though. A blissful smile on his face. Possibly the side effects.
She gets a curious twinkle in her eye. The smile becomes a leer. Well, it's rather pleasant, isn't it? Being in here outside of the cold. I'm sure you must be exhausted after the events that you went through to acquire these.
I mean, it is cold out there. Leon says, not fully realizing what she's saying at the moment.
Yes, you should stay here, relax. Obviously your friend, she gestures to Dwohurim, is rather exhausted himself, and you would not wish to travel anywhere until you both were fully recovered.
God damn it, birds. I guess not.
No. So kick your feet back. A drink, maybe? I do have some things that'll warm you up inside, just as you are outside.
Leon will nod to this.
Okay. The alchemist will disappear out of the room, perhaps into her kitchen somewhere, and return with a goblet, hand it to Leon. The smell is rich like wild berries.
Almost like a happy-go-lucky smile. Leon will drink it. Still seeing butterflies.
Yes. And the alchemist will drape her arm across Leon's shoulder and say, "There, isn't that better?"
Leon's initial reaction is to move a little bit, try out the way, but he's not trying too much right now, but kind of wants to move out of the way a bit.
As a smooth and fuzzy feeling spreads throughout Leon's body.
It's really nice. Smirked himself looking at Ollie.
Mm-hmm. She is uncomfortably close. Like, if there was like a personal bubble thing that Leon ever cared about, she punctured that.
There was a personal bubble, and I don't think any attempt of Leon's, because he's not moving, he's not trying very hard right now. I don't think any attempt's going to restore that bubble right now.
Good. I'm going to spare you, as I'm sure you have so many other exciting things to do today. Ollie is flirtatious, and she will attempt to take advantage of Leon in his inebriated, very tired state.
You know, there's actually a chance she probably might actually succeed.
While Dwohurim is exhausted.
And Dwohurim will know nothing of this.
There you go.
If there's somewhere else when he wakes up, he'll go find the kitchen and have something to eat.
Dwohurim can try to dig through the mass of pots and pans and the dirt and grime that have built up in the kitchen.
Just if there's some sort of larder with a piece of bread or something.
Sure. Yes, absolutely.
Then he'll wait for the others to appear, and if they don't, well, he'll sit around being mellow.
Yes.
Butterflies.
Ollie is very lonely, you understand, and especially the unnatural cold of this winter. I mean, she does keep it pretty warm in here, but sometimes, alchemist has to do what she has to do.
To get nice blood samples.
Yes, also drinking something from an alchemist who has great designs on you is the best idea. 10 out of 10. But eventually, when the time is right, you two are freed, and you are able to leave and head back to Hiram's Hall by nightfall.
Sure. Let's do that.
Yes, we'll certainly go back.
Yes, it is a 4 or 5 hour trek, which is why, combined with the time that you stayed there resting, as it were, it will be nightfall by the time you make it back.
As Leon left, actually looking quite awkward at Dwohurim as he leaves.
Dwohurim seems unconcerned in general.
That's probably for the best.
He thought filling that spot that was just constantly hurting in his head before. We really did win that fight.
Which fight? Leon says, slightly distracted.
The one. Well, we met the Ravinger.
We didn't find the leader, but I guess we won.
We found what we needed from her. Monks. Getting home, eating a little more, going to sleep. Not really talking much to Leon about anything.
Leon is going to kind of awkwardly just put himself to the side when you get back.
As we sort of are entering, he will certainly look at Leon and say something akin to, "You really aren't as bad as the druid says, He'll sort of tap his shoulder before going into sleep.
Leon will consider that on top of everything else now rushing through his mind as he hides in a corner in one of the bunk rooms.
Right. Thankfully, the mercenaries are no longer there, so it's far more private. The hallucinations and pleasant sensations can last for basically as long as you folks want to. You can terminate it at the next full heal up. It's not something that's going to stick with you forever unless you want it to stick with you forever.
We are now slightly crazy.
Side effects.
But there you go. As you so desire, you're free.
Let's see. -2 penalty to physical defense. I guess I can remove that from my sheet now.
Yes, your attributes have reset themselves to their normal levels.
Oh god, now I've got so many things to edit. So we're now on to 19 con.
Back up to 18 intelligence, but I still use my dex intelligence for all my things. So. Changes my skills, which is
my health's now got up quite a lot.
Wonderful.
Well, since you have me here, and you so begged for the time to be free, is there anything else that you want from me? Or have to say to me?
Hiram will spend the other day beginning the repairs of the mechanism, the place, I think they called it.
Details.
The place we are in. Hiram's Hall needs to be repaired somewhat.
You're gonna need longer than a day to do that, Chief.
Yes, but we can begin it.
You could, presuming that you're actually going to get 2 days instead of however many days the group ends up agreeing to.
Sure. Alright, then I will say that if we get more days, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Understood.
I didn't roll any relationship dice, so for that you're free.
I did not roll any either.
Woo! No.
We'll just leave that to the perpetual overachiever, Thomas.
Well, I still have an unresolved negative for a 5, so you know.
Well, now whose fault is that?
The dice.
I didn't give any consideration to that priestess 5 that you got at all. I was like, well, kick this to these guys, and you got something with me for the archmage, but not for the priestess. And I was like, well, maybe you'll think of something during the session. Nope.
I had a priestess 5. I had a Lich King 6, but I had a
Priestess's
5.
power isn't really great in Dragon Hall.
I can check my notes. It's possible I am mistaken on that. In which case, it still wasn't allocated anyway by you.
True.
And,
I mean, I did not see a viable way to use the Lich King.
Well, we were offered one.
True.
I will check the video. I thought that was a priestess one, but I don't remember enough for sure. In which case, I would say Lich King one. Maybe we can keep that ritual around then. Yeah.
I've added it to my notes of something which we can use in case of emergency.
Yeah. There we go. Even if it is priestess, we'll say that it ends up being for Lich King anyway, regardless of that. It's like my subconscious actually knew it was the Lich King thing and made a reasonable idea for it. I am the best GM ever. Too good.
Agreed. You will get my vote next time
Yes,
we do that.
it's true.
If they give out awards for best GM, you'll get my vote.
You people just don't want a GM.
I think you know that's factually incorrect.
In your case, Manikai, I'm aware, yes. You enjoy world building too much.
Yeah. See, I just need him to be so great a shaper that he can create a world. And I can begin detailing it in
So Dwohurim starts DMing.
Yeah. Our characters begin playing Dungeons and Dragons 3.5.
Maybe that can be an end of the campaign epilogue project for Dwohurim Harska, should he live that long.
That long. It is far away. Far, far away.
Probably another 30 sessions at least.
Yeah, well, I'm just curious about what Sheep knows, because he's always suspicious. It's like, oh, there's lots of great information to tell you, but I don't want to before next session, which makes sense.
Sheep had plenty of detail that he had thought out, but he just didn't conduct any of it. He said that given how everyone is so exhausted after this super lengthy session, I'm just going to save it for next time.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Which means we can't really act on it, or at least we can't plan to act on it.
That's fine.
Unless you
Yeah.
talk to him, and he tells you.
True.
It'd be interesting if I try not to make a plan for what's going to happen next session. See who else does it. Find out.
The answer might be no one because Griff's not here. And...
Regardless, I got what I wanted out of that whole affair.
Yes, you did.
That's good, because at the end of last session, you did not sound as if you got what you wanted.
You know, no. It was a lot of monsters, a lot of fighting.
Yes. That was far more fighting than I had anticipated. I did not think the player characters would attempt to
To assault.
gun it solo. Yes, that's correct.
But we
Leroy!
just wanted to not take a campaign loss.
The very reason why you were building a coalition was to avoid a situation like that.
Mm-hmm. But fuck good that coalition did us. The bugbears givenly did work, and actually we do owe them half the money we found, so keep that in mind.
It would have worked better had the campaign loss not occurred. The campaign loss is the reason why all of the Dragonkin patrols pulled back to the tavern.
Mm. The only way we could really have done that was to, be able to kill all those fuckers. Just felt like they kept coming.
Yes, they did.
No end to them. So we couldn't have won, basically.
No, the last guys who were on the map were the last reinforcements that were going to arrive for the next few minutes. But that was said to be a situation of if the players are doing something this stupid. And I had that in my notes of, this is stupid. You're intentionally attempting to provoke in a combat situation a massive gang with you 4 individuals. In their territory.
Could we have snuck through that area?
Sure.
We just kind of had a druid who decided to be in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't said to be easy for you to sneak through that, especially given the differences of skill levels all of you have for sneaking. But ghost sound stuff, that was going to assist for sure.
I wanted to lure them all over there, and like, yeah, it's splitting the party a little, but I have like your as items and such that are very good at making him not die. Like if the worst comes to the worst, I have 5 minutes of flying around being invisible. Like that makes it makes it hard for anyone to follow me.
At any rate, yeah, some ghost sounding, some utility stuff, some thinking on the parts of Team PC could have easily distracted all the patrols and taken you folks far away from them. You could have gotten past that, which would have given you folks a clear line of sight at looking at the exterior of the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
But it was designed to not be easy to get past the neighborhood. Because, that was not an easy route to take. The easiest option would have been to get information from the gnomes about the main building.
Yeah. Well, at least now it seems like... I mean, how many of them can there be left?
Enough.
You don't think we've killed half?
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought there was less than 100 of them. Was the estimate Jin Zero said, but
The estimate of the problem is when they're recruiting constantly.
yeah, but I don't think I don't think they recruit like one of those people that were with Thomas, and they become like, snap of fingers, they become this.
If they're recruiting constantly, it still gets...
They must have like recruits that are like pretty shit for a while. I don't know. I don't know if we want to continue fighting them, really. I mean, we might not have a choice at this point. If we don't continue, they continue.
Yeah, I think someone mentioned taking the icon relationship dice and putting it now with a negative with the black after that. Or negative with the 3.
The 4, the 3, yeah.
I mean, the 4 already off, but the 3.
It would make sense, but I'm waiting to see what we sort of do next session. I want to drag it out for as long as possible, the relationship die, and then see what seems the most appropriate.
I'm still debating who do I want to put mine with. Because the Lich King feels tempting.
Mm-hmm. The Archmage, but here in this Dragon Hall, we haven't really done too much with the Archmage as such. But I think I like having stronger relationships rather than many of them. More. So it's also that. I don't see how I could possibly justify the High Druid as a stronger enemy, unless I've like grown super resentful being over here. I might actually also do negative with the Lich King. I am sorely heading in that direction at the moment.
You mentioned conflicted with the Lich King.
Yeah, but we haven't really I think a negative relationship there due to all this fuckery that we've been doing seems somewhat appropriate.
I'm feeling oddly outnumbered then.
You know, Ursilia Melkor's gonna die at some point, and we're probably not gonna be not the ones to do it.
I should mute this.
You know, she didn't seem that bad when we were there, but then this shit happened, and then she couldn't just let us go.
I mean, technically we were the ones who drunk it.
Yeah, but this was not what I signed up for. Let's say it that way. The dreams, the latent commands, the pretty outright stated commands. You know, it's not really what Dwohurim was into. I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. I think there's still some time until we level. At least a full rest. Another one. So.
With you mentioning that Ursilia Melkor is gonna die, I'm still thinking that you kids are just gonna fucking swerve this boat around and head back to Foghaven.
You know, if we did, we'd just kill them both. We'd be like, we hate you. We've become better since we were here.
So have they.
We were in Dragon Hall. Look at this power. We kill every fucking these peasants. God. Fuck.
That would be assuming the situation is the same there as it was when you left it.
Probably isn't. It's probably the High Druid fighting the powers of the Lich King in that area.
You left a game month ago. A month has passed since you set sail for Newport.
And man, have we learned a lot about being our own boss. We thought we could just only work when we wanted to and have as many holidays as possible, but...
Is this what you thought we could do? Because I knew for a fact we couldn't.
No. Oh, joke.
Well, this is what happens when you don't act as like adventurers and people pay you to do things for them. There's so much extra effort you have to apply.
Now we're acting like heroes.
No, you aren't.
I was about to say, it does not feel like a hero story to me.
What would a hero do to you?
No, you kids certainly swerved this shit away from the good campaign I initially thought of.
But I want to be good.
The GM wants the players to have good characters too.
But I just don't.
Go on.
I don't hear anyone asking for my help. That I can help.
What the fuck does that mean?
Like we could make a soup kitchen or something.
You're asking you're saying you want the cool thing.
No, it's just we're fighting bad people, right? But yeah, I know.
Yeah, just fighting a bad person does not make you a good person automatically.
No. What does though?
Like no one would accuse the Crusader of being a good person, but the Crusader is adamantly devoted to killing demons.
Mm-hmm.
Point remains that only 40% of the party got the memo about being good PCs.
I mean, which 40% is that?
It's not the 40% I'm talking to.
Oh man, really?
I think of both of your characters as anti-heroes. They're like so steeped within their own fucking personal problems. And the actions that you have taken over the past 15 sessions do make the idea of you being good shaky.
Hmm.
Whereas Thomas and Fargus have remained committed in their attempts to do their best, to the extent where Thomas is actually, and he and I joked about, Sheev and I joked about this during his downtime stuff, that Thomas actually borders on lawful stupid. He is so lawful good. It's great.
Well, he mostly just.
It's just an attempt to compensate, I'm sure, for the inadequacies of the other characters.
No, I feel bad.
No, but I just don't. I don't see how. I don't see how I could be more good.
I could see some ways.
Tell me.
You know, I might go ahead and write you a document.
No, just tell me. Like.
One moment, I just can try and go through all the things we've done and how we could correct it then.
Like, there's the Ajax thing, which Sherm had a very hard time being impartial to.
It's true. You had a hard time being impartial.
But then again, he knew that person was evil, and in the end, he chose to go and do what he thought was for the common good, rather than follow up on his own revenge. Then we left for Newport, where he went to go help the servants of the Archmage to deal with this. Originally, the plan was to go out and fight the monsters of the Iron Sea, but then we were roped into this 4 business. We got the Orb of Storms for him. Got paid a little bit for that, I suppose. And then we took that money to Dragonhole to seek out agents of the 4 to figure out what their scheme was. Here I got heavily debilitated by the aid I'd been given by Ursilia Melkor and found out she actually wasn't really a nice person as I thought she was. What do you know? Then we fucking began bumbling around trying to establish ourselves here and find some sort of thread we could drag upon to actually find some information about the 4. And I guess that just led us kind of here, attacking these guys whom we know were associated somewhat to the 4.
I need to do some edit work and just like make that like a little like sound bite to like throw at people. Manakai's like sarcasm dripping from every tooth. What do you know?
Yeah. Well,
Dwohurim has certainly taken the approach of he's not afraid to do whatever it takes in order to accomplish what he wants.
well, to some degree, I suppose.
And you two have certainly done a wonderful job of keeping secrets from the rest of the group.
Yes, but now we don't need to do that anymore.
Technically, we're still keeping secrets because we haven't told them.
I mean, that one forever, but beyond that.
Is that a vow to never again?
Yep.
You know, every time we've done a vow to never again, we've done it again.
No. Urim has learned. A hard lesson, but he has learned something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Is it don't split the party?
No, not that. Not that at all.
Alright, what did Dwohurim learn?
Don't trust anyone. And
That doesn't.
now that he's got rid of whatever it was, don't trust anything either. I suppose. Scrutinize everything, always be skeptical.
What the fuck is this shit? I go for a campaign in which no enchantment bullshit or mind control magic or illusionary shit opens up, and we still have a fucking character who goes in this paranoid mode.
It's Malachi always going to
I
paranoid.
might as well just fucking have all of the mind control, enchantment, illusion, magic bullshit.
See?
Well, we don't know. Maybe you do have that. All we know is that there's no goblins we're going to be fighting, so that's safe at least. But now he'd like to put this whole thing behind him and turn over a new leaf too. I mean, right now he doesn't really care because he's drugged, but he will care, and he will.
All right, when Dwohurim cares, where does he want to go from here?
Phone, apparently.
Well, we still don't really know anything about the four.
And one thing we need to do is we need to consider what's the others a bit more, because both of us haven't been doing that too well, really, for the rest of the party.
What we need to do is, I mean, we didn't really. Sadly, the whole room exploded. That could have had some clues. The one we didn't check for traps. Damn it.
We didn't check a lot of places for traps. I'm telling you now.
It's probably also on the inside, so I mean, they probably wouldn't have left anything that would really have been incriminating to them to some degree. Although it did seem like they would have left in a hurry. So that's something. Maybe Thomas knows something we can go for. Maybe not.
Perhaps. Are you? Is Dwohurim determined?
If he doesn't, then we should maybe sit down and, well, have a serious discussion about our priorities and staying in Dragonhall.
Is Dwohurim more interested in becoming a more good character now?
Not more than he has always been. He's just, I suppose, less desperate now.
I was wondering whether him wanting to turn over a new leaf would mean, like, leaving Drakenhall. That's why I asked.
It could be, but, like, the problem is we've been here, and it has been very fruitless. We haven't really... Like, we've done things, but not really... We haven't really gone closer to the reason we came here.
No, but you've pursued plenty of other angles. You found an entire, like, a remnant of shapers who came before you, who lived once in the city of High Rock.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's true. We have.
You just cured yourselves of an addictive drug plaguing you.
Mm-hmm. Certainly that's what I meant with thinking about priorities in the city, because he certainly is interested in this, but again, that's much more for his own personal study. Although perhaps something he would actually want to do would be send a letter to Lord Teraptus.
All right.
That would entail basically a short description of what he had found here. He doesn't really know if there's courier ships. Is that a thing?
It
Carry
would.
messages?
It would be a thing. I'll check the book to give you a price.
Because he doesn't really want... He kind of wanted to be something that's not just going to get, super intercepted. Mega super fast.
Right.
So he kind of wants a standardized thing. Then he wants to send a letter explaining what he has found here. Because perhaps Lord Teraptus would be interested to know that this is a thing that's existing. Maybe he will just be like, well, that's neat.
It would be 5 gold pieces.
Okay. Once we actually begin to split some money, I'll probably do that.
You want 5 gold pieces to be sent? Can I send that letter?
Yeah. I'd love to have that. I don't have one gold piece. So.
Consider it done.
All right then. I'll send a letter.
You'll just have to tell me later what it is that you want to tell Lord Teraptus.
Yes, I will do that.
I imagine next time we split loot, we reduce Dwohurim by 5.
Yes, and think of all of the money you gained, the gems and gold pieces that you were able to ransack within 10 minutes. They paid for the mercenaries. They paid for the money that you gave to the bugbears. Oh, well.
We're supposed to split it with bugbears.
There is that.
Which means we got significantly less money, but...
But so be it. They did well. You know?
I mean, still 875 gold pieces, which almost paid for the... But
The mercenaries cost 810 gold pieces.
So technically it paid back for the mercs on us, leftover.
Yeah, we are net zero.
No, actually, in the end, the person who lost out here was me because I used my personal money to bribe the bugbears.
And there was certainly more treasure to be had there. It's just all that you folks could have acquired. Otherwise, you would have had an army at you. Well, not an army. People.
So perhaps if we've taken the lich deal, we would have been able to do that sort of thing better. Because then I imagine more of the people would have prioritized us if we were much more dangerous to them. You know, I suppose Dwohurim would be most interested in hearing what Thomas thinks we should do.
Which is something we'll have to discuss with him.
Yes, because he currently knows much more than any of the rest of us, presumably.
Maybe.
Dwohurim would love to just stay in this city and, well, study the Shaper's ideas. Maybe there's more of these artifacts around, but it seems like the realm is in need of people to do things that might not be that. So. You'd love to find a way to pack it down if we're going to leave. Take it with us.
A mobile home.
Well, yeah, depending on how. I can't imagine that it would be easy to set up and such, but I'd like a tent. But having it certainly would be very, very nice. And, well, yeah. We'll have to see what Thomas says.
And what does
One thing he's learned is that Tempest certainly isn't a very person you should listen to.
Why is that?
Because he's not he's kind of a bad person, really.
And what does Leon think that he should do in all of this?
Well, now this deal, this big problem is over with between with the two of us. Well, certainly the four as they are something that needs to be, continue to be investigated, and also curiously speak to Fargus, who says he knows more about something like the Lich Count, and see if there's. Well, what is he doing? Is there something bad going on? Because
Leon's brave enough to try and even think of lingering around where the Lich Count would be?
He really does not like the idea. On the other hand...
Just after having cured himself of this ailment...
Leon's done a lot of stupid things in this.
That doesn't mean he has to continue.
It's true. It's true.
Shape tells me that he's given you most of the information already. He doesn't remember anything that would really count as a lead. Unless he's forgetting something.
Well, he did mention something about... Like, it was... That they were trying to end the age? Yes.
Doesn't it give us a lot?
Well, it means that they're trying to kill icons, as far as I understand.
I mean, my only guess with that would be the meeting between the Lich Count then and the dragons, but...
But why would they work with the Lich King? That seems like the stupidest thing to do. Unless they think they can play him and like control him, which is...
But he says in the book that the Lich King has no allies, for who would betray life and ally with death?
I still kind of think maybe like white Dragolich.
Which is a scary idea.
Actually, that whole they're trying to end the age thing seems to be a thing we could potentially tell Trapis as well.
I mean, it's only speculation right now, but you know.
Well, I think Thomas would know it, but certainly the proof is very based on us.
We're alone and without evidence.
Sheep says that in response to him mentioning something about they were trying to end the age, he says that's a lead, he supposes, but not a great one. Are there any other questions or notes from me?
Don't think it's... No, not immediately. I'll get back to you about a letter. Thank you for your time.
I mean, I was just trying to relax and everything, then suddenly, as soon as I lay down in my bed, hey guy! I'm like, fucking Manikai in bed. Yep, and I say, I suppose, and as I walk down my staircase, getting something to drink,
Sorry about that.
You knew that would be called in, though, when you left, right?
I was pretty confident of it. I gave you an, I suppose we could do it today, and I was like, well, I better get something to drink.
You may go back to resting if you still have time for such.
I'm about to fucking throw this goddamn phone out the window.
It has run quite a few times.
I'm a wanted man.